Hello, Booktube, and welcome to April Adventure. That's right, I'm making my own Booktube event, monthly event. These are a great tradition that we have already here on Booktube, like March of the Mammoths, which just wrapped up. And I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring, no pun intended. Didn't even think of that before the video started, but I'm going to throw this hat in the ring and make my own. I know it's a little premature, I know I've only been here for a little while and I have like 10 videos, but I feel like it's the spirit of Booktube to just be creative and, if you have something to offer, offer it. And this is something that I feel like I have to offer because I love adventures. I love them in my life as physical experiences. I like them in the more metaphorical sense of just trying new things. And I figured that what better way to celebrate that here than do that with books. So this event, it's the month of April, and it's very simple. It's very low-key. It's not very clever, just 3 simple prompts, and if you want to participate in it actively, you just have to do one of the prompts, and one of them isn't even technically reading, so you can really just actively participate in a very easy way. And if you want to passively participate and watch, that's great too. But basically, I've got 3 things for April Adventure April, not sure what I'm going to go with, but whatever's in the title of this video is what it's going to be. Maybe I'll do Adventurous April. We'll see. But prompt 1 is, you're never going to guess what it is for prompt 1 for Adventure April. And that's read an adventure book. Any adventure book of any kind. Now, the funny thing about that is, what does that mean? What's an adventure book? I personally will define it as a book in which the principal character or characters move geographically from one place to another with risk. They can't just be trotting along the garden path and calling that an adventure. There has to be something that can go wrong. So, like, as much as I wish I could call the Canterbury Tales an adventure book, I don't know if it really is. For one thing, the content of it isn't actually their travels. It's the stories they tell along the way. But as far as I can tell, there isn't any significant risk to, visiting the shrine of Thomas Becket besides just the normal stuff on the road. So that I wouldn't call adventure, but something like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, I would call that an adventure book because Gawain has some risk. And if you want to define an adventure book differently, do whatever you'd please. But that's the way I define it, and that's what I'm going to go with for my own books. I of course, will be participating in all 3 prompts because I'm the creator, and you have to live by your own lights. And I have 3 books, and I'm picking 3 because 2 of them I'm reading right now, and one of them I'm almost finished with. But the one that I'm almost finished with is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I mean, if you wanted a place to start with adventure, this is a great place to go because it's a children's book, it's a classic, it's episodic in a way that makes it easy to read in chunks. All of the chapters are worlds of their own, and they're just wonderful. And I'm listening to that on Audible, like I mentioned in the last video with Bob Inglis narrating, which is wonderful. And the second one that I'm reading right now, and this is reading on actually my Kobo right here, is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. And I have another edition of it here that I got in my book haul. This is a different translation, but I might cross-reference the translations at some point. And the third one that I haven't started, this is kind of my April Adventure proper book, will be Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, which I got in my first book haul on this channel, but I've never read, so that would be perfect. I got this beautiful sun-soaked copy, and smells really good too. That'll be my prompt 1, but for you, whatever you please. If you are looking for recommendations, I'm sure you can find some in the comments. Other booktubers can help. I love Sir Gawain and the Green Knight if you want something a little bit shorter. I also have here the first adventure, maybe, the Odyssey. And of course, the Odyssey is just amazing. If you haven't read the Iliad, then I don't think you have to read it before going into this. The Odyssey I read in high school, and I am itching to reread it, and it's just a great seafaring adventure. Maybe there's some inspiration in Treasure Island from that. Anyways, that's prompt 1, read an adventure book. Prompt 2 is a slightly more creative prompt, and that is read a book that's outside of your normal genre. Outside your wheelhouse, whatever you're used to. Go for something that you normally wouldn't want to go to. I wouldn't say go to a book that you think you won't enjoy, because I don't think that's the spirit of adventure. I think the spirit of adventure is you want to go into the unknown, something that you really don't know whether you're going to like or not. That's the risk. Not like, oh boy, I really hate classics, so I'm just going to put myself through Don Quixote. Don't do that. Do something that you think that you might enjoy, but you're not sure. So maybe you've never read a romance novel, but you want to get into romance novels, or maybe you don't want to get into them. You just want to experience it and see what the fuss is about. For me personally, the one that I've grabbed is something that I think I'll like. I think it's probably more likely that I'll enjoy this than not, but nonetheless, I've never read its genre, and that is The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. It's pulp. It's pulp fiction, and I've never read a pulp story, so I know Michael K. Vaughan loves them, so that's a good sign already, but I've not read them, so who knows whether I'm going to like this or not. I think this will be interesting, especially in contrast with some of the other stuff I've read. I've got this beautiful edition, so I feel like this will be great. So yeah, mine's a pulp novel. I don't know what your, outside of your wheelhouse will be. This will be difficult for like Steve to do for this video. But yeah, if you want a recommendation for something that's outside your wheelhouse that might be classics based, feel free to give me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to give you some classic that I've maybe read, and because that's what I'm reading these days, so I kind of have a little bit of like idea of what's out there. Anyways, yeah, that's prompt 2, relatively simple. And prompt 3, final prompt, very easy, is go out and have an adventure of your own. I'm gonna qualify this and say the risk part of it, don't worry about that. Don't worry about actually taking a risk. But what I will say, and what I would define as adventure for this, is go somewhere, A, that you've never been before in your entire life, which is actually really easily, because I'm sure you can just walk around the streets of your neighborhood and go down a street that you've never been down and just kind of stand there and see what that feels like. Because something strange happens to the brain, to the spirit, whenever you go somewhere that you've never been before. New things start happening in your head. If you have health problems, or if you're housebound for one reason or another, maybe go to a section of the house that you normally don't go to and just sit in that space and read. Or maybe sometimes I just get up on a desk and read or put my socks on there instead of in the chair where I normally do it, just because it breaks up the flow of things and kind of gets your spirit swirled up to have different thoughts and experiences. What I'm going to do for prompt 3 is I'm going to go out camping. I'm going to hopefully drag Adam along with me and go out into the woods and camp for at least one night. And ideally, I would backpack. There's a rock climbing spot nearby that we could just camp at pretty easily. But there's people there, and I kind of want to get into nature and be isolated. And hopefully, I'll bring a book along. Maybe I'll bring my Kobo, or maybe one of these books that I've got selected here. But that's basically it. This is a quick in and out video, less than 10 minutes. Adventure April. I just wanted to kick things off by saying you are all welcome. You're all welcome to not participate and also just watch me do it by myself if that ends up being what it is. But this is something that I've thought about that is exciting to me. And the books that I've chosen, I'm really excited to get to, like Treasure Island especially, just because that's up my alley, and that'll be great. And this Dashiell Hammett book, because I don't know if it's up my alley, but that's the adventure. And then I'm really enjoying 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and The Hobbit. I mean, I don't even know how many times I've read this, plus also listen to it like I am now. So yeah, that's my reading for this month. Plus, I'll probably read Tale of Genji, just because, you got to be reading Tale of Genji. But yeah, that's it. That's Adventure April. April Adventure, Adventurous April. Maybe we're adventuring in April. Maybe that's the title. So I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll have a great April. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you choose to do the adventure section at the end, prompt 3, safety first. Truly safety first. If you're going out camping, have a compass or GPS, have plenty of water, and know where you're going, tell people where you're going if you do something like that. All of the kind of standard safety stuff. And if you just want to take a walk around your neighborhood and go somewhere you've never gone and read a book in a new place, that's adventure too. Go for it. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope it's going to be a fun month. I'm sure it will be, at least for me. If it's not for y'all, then I'm sorry and I won't do it again. But I think it'll be great. So thank y'all very much, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, Booktube.